In the previous video, we've seen the strangeness involved in using logarithms. So when given something like this here, if you're asked to solve x here, you would take the log of both sides, so the x would go down here, and then you've got x times log a equals log b, and then you would divide both sides by log a to get x on its own, giving you this here. And then when you come to translate this bubble here, your eyes will zoom into the 10 here because your calculator defaults a log to a 10. So to translate this here, you would say to yourself, 10 to the power of what will give us b. So this whole bubble here is just this small bubble here, and then when you translate this whole bubble here is just this small bubble here. And as it turns out that x is equal to this bubble divided by this bubble. Who would have thought that x equals this bubble here divided by this bubble here divided by this bubble here? Who would have thought that this is equal to this divided by this? That's a whole the concept is so strange. We're not going to try and bother to try and understand this concept. We're now just going to let algebra take care of it. Let's just use algebra to just get a slight understanding of what's going on, because it's so strange in that this thing here is equal to this thing divided by this thing. So it's too difficult to try and understand what's going on. We're just going to now use algebra to take care of it. Okay, so when given this here, when given this to solve, you would log both sides to give you when you log both sides, this x goes out here, and then you've got log a equals log b. So when given this here, we would log both sides. So we would log the left hand side, okay, and then we would log the right hand side. We are doing it equally here, and then this thing becomes this thing here, because the x here goes out here. But the thing is, I've always asked you to accept this this rule here. So when you log this, when you log this, the x goes out here. I've always asked you to accept that. I never gave you a reason why. So if you look at this here, when we start from here, you log both sides. That will then give you this, and then I always ask you to accept this next move here. From here to here, I've always asked you to just accept it, just do it. Well, so when you're here and then you make this step here, what you're actually implying is that this thing, this thing is equal to this thing here. In the past, I've always asked you to accept this, accept that this is equal to this. So when you are here. When you are here and then you make this move here, what you're actually implying is that this thing here is equal to this thing here. So you're saying that this thing here is equal to this thing here. So in the next video, I'm going to explain to you why this thing is equal to this thing. Once you can accept that this thing is equal to this thing, then you have to accept that you can make this move from here to here. Okay, so in the next video, I will elaborate more on this. Okay, so our next task is to show that this is equal to this. Okay.